Hi everyone, it's Sarah with talktoCanada.com. And today is actually going to be a funny day because we're going to be talking about funny English words. So believe it or not, in English there are funny words, just like any other language. And today I think some of the words you're just going to be like, oh my god, these words actually exist in English? Like, what happened? But they're quite funny and interesting. So I've prepared a list of some of the funniest words or funniest sounding words that I think will be interesting. So we'll start off with my first word, blubber. Blubber. It refers to the thick layer of fat on whales and other marine animals. And sometimes we actually refer to human body fat as blubber. So, we'll say, oh my God, I ate so much. Look at all this blubber. Look at all this blubber on my stomach. I need to go work out. So we use it sometimes for human fat, but it's a funny sounding word. Next word, discombobulated. Discombobulated means just very confused and disorganized. So, for example, I was discombobulated this morning. Can you believe I put my car keys in the fridge? Oh my God, so discombobulated. Actually, you can say confused, but it's a funny word. It exists. Next one, doodle. Doodle, 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 doodle. Everyone doodles. It just happens. And doodling is like basically to draw informally, casually, especially when you're preoccupied with something else. So sometimes in class, during the grammar lesson, you probably doodle. Happens sometimes with my students, but you shouldn't doodle because then you won't learn a lot. So stop doodling right now. Now, stop. No, I'm just joking because I'm fun, so I know you're not doodling. But anyhow, doodle is a funny word. Next one, flabbergasted. Flabbergasted is actually, I don't know, it's just funny to say flabbergasted. Anyway, it means astonished or very surprised. Basically, we don't use it very often. So for example, an example of it being used in a sentence, I was so flabbergasted when I heard that, Mark and Jenny got a divorce. What happened? Oh my goodness. Right? So flabbergasted means extremely surprised, like, whoa, did that really happen? Flabbergasted. Such a funny word. Festooned. Festooned means decorated. So really you can say decorated, but festooned is funny to say. It sounds funny. So you can say, for example, the banquet hall was festooned with red and white flowers. Okay, it's a funny sounding word, but anyhow, you can use it if you'd like. Finicky. Finicky is the next word. Finicky is it describes someone who is very particular and very specific in what they want. They don't really accept things that aren't exactly what they want. So for example, my son is a finicky eater. He won't eat anything that has any type of meat. He won't eat anything that has any type of vegetables. He will only eat carrot. That's it. That's the only vegetable he'll eat. So he's very finicky. He's very particular about what he likes to eat. So that's finicky. Or you can just say picky. Picky is another good word to say instead of finicky, but this is a funny one. Next one, flummoxed or befuddled. This just means completely confused. So for example, the police were befuddled when they saw that there was no evidence at the crime scene. Just means completely confused. What? But it sounds funny. Flummoxed, befuddled. Ugh. Tongue twisters, some of them. Gargoyle. I'm sure you guys know what that means, or you've seen a gargoyle at some point in your life. Or even in Disney movies, sometimes you'll see a gargoyle. A gargoyle is a statue of an animal or an imaginary creature, like a dragon. It's usually like built into the outside of a building. Gargoyle just sounds funny. Gargoyle. Huh. Anyway, next one. Giggle. Giggle is to laugh with a high-pitched voice, like a little girl. So like hee 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 hee. Anyway, I'm not gonna do a high-pitched laugh because you're gonna be like, ah, my ears. So giggle is a funny sounding word. Next one, gibberish. Can you guess what gibberish means? Gibberish. A lot of babies speak gibberish. They're like blah blah blah. That's gibberish. It basically means words that make no sense at all. Okay? Gibberish, just a funny sounding word. Itty bitty. Itty 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 bitty. Itty bitty is an informal way of saying very small. And we sometimes use it with, we often use it with children. So like, for example, look at the itty bitty ladybug, or look at that itty bitty car, or whatever. Actually, you hear it in music videos too, when they're talking about that girl's itty bitty waist sometimes. So itty bitty. Next one, ramshackle is a funny sounding word. I've actually never used it or heard it before, but when I was putting these words together, I was like, oh my God, there's a word, ramshackle? Like that exists? Sounds funny. Basically, it means something that's badly constructed, something that is easy to fall apart, okay? So for example, that building has a ramshackle construction. I'm just making that up. Or maybe we cross the river on a ramshackle bridge. That makes sense. Ramshackle, something that's not very well constructed. So we may fall. So you don't want to get on any ramshackle bridge. Okay. Next one, shenanigans. And I hear that a lot, and sometimes I use it. Basically, it just means like mischief, tricks, or problematic activities. So for example, John's shenanigans got him in trouble at work. Means his little, the way that he behaves, his little bad tricks and things, and maybe he plays jokes on people, got him in a lot of trouble. But it sounds funny. Shenanigans. It's just a funny word. Anyway, next one. Skedaddle. I love that word. Sometimes you hear it in children's movies or shows. It's just an informal word for leaving or running away. Okay, so for example, if a little boy was, coming into my yard and he's like trying to look inside and maybe steal a ball, and I caught him, I would say, "Hey, you, skedaddle, get out of here," right? So it's just a funny word. Just all of them are really funny. They make me want to say, ha 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 ha, I can't believe these exist. Anyhow, I hope that you were laughing during this video, hopefully, and that's about it. These are all the words that I put together. There are much more words that are funny in English, but I'm not going to mention all of them. Again, it's Sarah with talktoCanada.com. Thank you for watching, and tune into the rest of my videos.